What's going on, everybody? It's Ølund here for MIP LTD, and today we're going to be doing quite a different episode of It's Not That Deep, Bro. We're going to be talking about some music, which is something we've never done before. So the track in question is the new Kanye West song, Wash Us in Blood, featuring Travis Scott. Highly anticipated off the new project that's being produced by Dr Dre, yet untitled, Jesus is King 2, whatever the rumours are calling it at the moment. I'm going to do my first listen of it now, and then we'll speak a little bit about what I thought about it, and then we're going to call up Martin and get his opinion on it, because I've told him to listen to it. So it's only been out about an hour, so we're fresh off the press with this one. So here we go. Kanye West, Wash Us in Blood. Wow. So I've just finished listening to Wash Us in Blood by Kanye West, the new song, first song of 2020. And what can I say? Jesus Christ. Just because he's talking about Jesus Christ doesn't mean that it's not going to be hard as hell, because that was ridiculous. The beat is crazy. Dr. Dre's contribution 100% makes a significant difference already just from hearing this. The beat is thick, it's hard. It's also an amalgamation of maybe, I think, a couple of beats, 2 or 3 beats that I've heard from the leaks that have been going on from the previous album he was meant to release, Yandi. I've definitely heard elements of this beat used all over the place, but the beat itself is like similar to Seller, or maybe like Use This Gospel from Jesus is King, in the sense that it uses those atmospheric kind of, it's like the chain noises, the slave driving kind of vibe. There's a lot of like atmospheric hits in the background, feet stomping, and kind of like guttural noises, like a or something like that. There's a lot of stuff like that in there that just brings this whole revolution anthemic sort of vibe that he's trying to cultivate really to a T. Like it's very atmospheric. And Travis Scott, I don't, Travis Scott to me is a singles artist. That's gonna like anger people. I'm sure I'll have my day with Rodeo, and just not one of his albums yet has hit me as an entire project. That's what I'll say. But I do enjoy his contributions, and I'm not adverse to, I'm not gonna not listen to a song because he's on it. And I highly rate the production stuff that he's done over the years. But on this song, he brings it hard. Like he very much fits in keeping with the vibe of the song. It's not. I hate a lot of trap songs specifically. I'm looking at artists like Migos and Future, and Travis Scott falls under this bracket for me, but a lot of them put me in the same room, so to speak. Different songs put me in different rooms, and the rooms look different, and I end up in this room with a lot of hip-hop that's like a dark room with like purple blacklit lights, and there's like cigarette butts put out on a table with cups full of lean on the table, and just an awful atmosphere. And it's not a room I want to spend a whole lot of time in, to be honest. And it's a room that I find a lot of modern hip-hop puts me in. But the room there's not too much difference between like those sort of songs and this one, but the difference is what he's talking about. And it's the subtle little differences. There certainly has power, but it's more than just a trap banger. He's kind of wrote something here that he could, I think every single word he'd be happy to sing every day of his life until he went to the grave. There's no kind of like regrettable lines on here, stupid lines. They all mean something. They're all of a decent moral fibre, is what I'd say. And I think with, this whole non-secular music thing that everyone's up in arms about with Kanye, it just means that he wants to stop saying things that he's going to regret in 2 years after the pop culture has moved forward, and we've decided that this thing that was cool is now not cool, and you end up dating all your music. So I don't blame the man for looking for topics to talk about and songs to make them positive for himself and his audience. So he's thinking of you guys when he makes these changes. But that's my view on it. Let's give Martin a call and see what he says.
Here we are, Martin.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just another 2 weeks of lockdown. How's that affecting you?
It hasn't. I haven't. No, yeah, I still carry on as normal because it's nowhere near where I am.
I was going to say, it's outside of Leicester. It's like...
How's that affected you?
I have another 2 weeks of, being on furlough.
I see.
So,
but now it's gone back to harsher lockdowns, hasn't it? Because what it was before, you can't get out of your house unless it's essential.
I mean, yeah, I go to the shops and that's all I've done today. It's only been 1 day so far, but it doesn't seem to be so much stricter. But just don't be. It's all about just not being a fool, isn't it? Like, don't run around and cough at people. And
that I feel like that's a necessary rule even without corona. Don't go around just coughing on people for no reason.
Yeah, but common sense fails at times. But today, Martin, it's a good day. It's a good day because Kanye West has released some new music, and
it's always a good day for you when Kanye West releases some music every time. I'm always like, I don't know, it's Kanye West. It's Kanye West.
You're there for the ride, man. You came and saw the film. You know.
Yeah, I'm always there for the ride. Even if it's somebody else, I'll just be like, yeah, fuck it, whatever, I'll do it.
So this song, as I'd said previously, it's called Wash Us in Blood, produced by Dr. Dre, featuring Travis... not produced by Dr. Dre, produced by Ronnie J, mixed by Dr. Dre. And, yeah, what do you make of it, Martin?
I watched the video, actually.
I've not actually seen the video yet.
Have you not?
No.
It's strange, and I sort of couldn't wrap my head around the lyrics. And then, I haven't looked up the lyrics for the song, but the sort of beat took over more than the lyrics did. So when I was watching the video anyway, and it just sort of felt like it's just constantly about BLM. Do you know what I mean? So I just...
You think? Yeah, I mean, well, it's a very kind of fitting song. It's like fitting for the time. It's very apocalyptic.
The video is very, very heavy towards the BLM, which is fun.
I'm actually gonna watch it now while we're talking, just so.
As we're talking.
Yeah, so I didn't even. Yeah. You won't be able to hear it, but I didn't even know that the video had dropped.
Yeah, so I checked on Reddit when you told me about this song, so I thought, okay, yeah, I'll look into it. So when I saw it on Reddit, it said fresh video up, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. And
I just saw it because I've got like an alert for it, and it came up Spotify, so I was like, boom, let's do this.
I don't know if it changes on how long it is compared to.
We'll see. Okay.
Do you see how it's just?
Well, yeah, straight in.
Yeah, straight in.
Very current.
Very straight in.
The beat is absolutely insane.
Yeah, the beat. The thing I enjoyed the most is the beat. The lyrics just didn't come into my head. All I kept hearing was "Wash Us in Blood." That's the only thing I kept hearing throughout the whole video.
When the time's appropriate, we will be banging this in my car, and we'll know.
But it does seem. It still seems that he's still going with his way of life that he's sort of turned into now from Jesus is King onwards. You know what I mean?
Well, my main thought coming out of this song was like, it doesn't. Anyone talking about how like he's got softer, like the Jesus thing is going to make it so there's no like hard beats or fire flows. Well, that shut all that up, hasn't it? Like, just it's hard as hell.
It doesn't, but it didn't sort of matter that he has hard beats or whatever. It's just whether he keeps on with the whole gospel way of doing it, because I like it. I like his gospel way a lot compared to like his other albums. Do you know what I mean? Like I could listen to Jesus, even though it's
You look
very
like ultralight beam, yeah. You're like big on the gospel stuff.
yeah. Any gospel shit that he does, I'm really into it because I don't know, he just does it. He does it right, if you know what I mean. Compared to like
sorry, I'm just watching the video as I'm like talking. And, you know, like the whole thing has been like, oh, he's not making secular music anymore, and all that seems to mean at this point, like after he's released a song like this, all that means is that he's not talking about like drugs and like vices, basically, and sin, which, you know, that's got to be more healthy for his audience and himself, because if you make a song about like, I don't know, no one is ever a gangster for life. Like, you know what I mean? It's like a phase that people go through. So like, you might make a song about something and then 3 years or 4 years be a different person, and you're trapped having, if that song like becomes big, you then have to like sing that for the rest of your life, and you don't believe in it anymore. So he's just trying to do stuff that he's not going to regret, like that doesn't have like an expiration date on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you look at the like how he's come through, like from the beginning till now, it always seems like he just does it how he feels. He doesn't do it because somebody's like, oh well, Kanye West is this and he's always gonna be this. Do you know what I mean? I've never heard like an album from Kanye West where he's like not rapping about stuff that he doesn't want to rap about. Do you know what I mean? He always does it because he wants to do it. And I felt like he got to a point when, before Jesus is King was out, where he was like, well, because I remember seeing remember listening to some of his songs a couple of days ago, where he talks about how he if Jesus walks, like that song's all about like, oh well, if I talk about Jesus, you're not gonna put my song out there. But now his whole new album is all about Jesus.
Well, it's why it's quite God good. Like you can never say that he's like he's changed from what he was. Like he's closer to what he was at the beginning than ever at this point. Like you'd say
he's always put in a gospel song in almost every album that he's had, and it's all like going, oh well, he's going from hardcore rap music and talking about bitches and money and all this like drugs and all that stuff, and then one song in that album will always be like a gospel song or a song about Jesus. It sort of seems like he's always wanted to do this from the beginning.
Well, he says, you know, in that song on Jesus King, hands on, hands off, whatever it's called. He says, like, I've been working for the devil my whole life, and like he's tried to, like, as you say, like the most well-known Kanye West songs are the ones where he panders to what's successful at the time that album came out. Like where he tries and he kills it. Like he always like takes a look at what's going on in music and then like does his spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was like the thing for a while, but then he slowly, as time's gone on, well, like by Yeezus, he's like pretty angry about it all. Like he's pretty like angry at the entertainment industry and the whole thing. And from that moment on, he kind of has like his own, he's got his own sound sort of thing. And that's why like the album after Yeezus is like The Life of Pablo, and it's like long and messy and got all these different kinds of tracks for all across his career, different styles and stuff. But he's doing what he wants, seems to be doing what he wants more than ever at this point. And I think that's like the whole point of like what was that?
I'm doing a podcast. That was my mother.
Lucy Dela Cruz.
That's right. Anyway, please carry on.
Yeah, I just think that's the whole point of being an artist, isn't it? Like, to do what you want and make that, like, good for the people that want what you make. You know, make it healthy for them. And he cares about that relationship a lot.
What do you think about...
on Washes in Blood?
What do you think about the fact that it's with Travis Scott? Like, do you think that there's still a little bit... Like, obviously not with the song in it, but there was that time when Travis Scott had Drake in his song, and they said, "Oh, why would Travis let Drake say that?" Does that mean? Does that mean it's like a? Are they like all good now, or what?
Think about the Scots as well, like Travis and Kid Cudi. Like Kid Cudi's obviously. It's like there's a whole schism in hip hop, isn't there? Of like. I've said this. Me and you have had this conversation so many times, but I'll say it on here. I'm just going to go through it now just to like put it out there. There's the narrative that Jay-Z took the model of dealing drugs on the street and applied it to selling records, and he managed to get himself out of the ghetto, and he was like king of hip hop for a second. And then Kanye was like young and making beats, and Jay-Z like gave him a lot of opportunities in that department and got him like making beats for a lot of different people and raised him up. But like Kanye wanted to rap, really, but there was like a class divide. Like, as I said, Jay-Z came from the ghetto, but like Kanye came from a bit more of like a middle class situation. I still don't think it was great, but like, you know what I mean? He like cared about fashion and like could care about stuff that wasn't immediately survival based because his surroundings weren't that bad. You know what I mean? Like
they weren't Jay-Z bad, basically.
Yeah. So that ruffled feathers within like the record label, I think Def Jam or Rockefeller or whatever it was at the time, because Kanye had like an album's worth of songs. And what you'd do back then as a producer, like Pharrell did this, loads of production teams did this, is you'd release like an album as a producer where you'd go and get like other artists. You'd make all the beats and then you'd have a different artist on every song. Like Metro Boomin did it, I think. He brought out like an album.
Yeah, he's brought out quite a few albums, to be honest.
Yeah, they all did. Like Mike Dean just brought one out that had no artists on. But yeah, you'd do that back in the day. And that was what was meant to happen with the College Dropout, is all the songs were meant to have other artists on. But Kanye
decided to rap over all of them.
Rapped on it, and everyone loved it, and it was good. And it was also like, again, exactly as I said, he's taken a look at what hip hop was at that time and pointing out all the things that are wrong with it, and not just hip hop as well, just like his situation. But he was involved in hip hop, so like he ends up talking about it a lot. But he also talks about like, well, the album's called The College Dropout. He talks about the schooling system. He talks about money. He talks about like anxiety. He talks about a lot of stuff that is still to this day relevant, and therefore like bad than talking about chains and stuff like that. Although that obviously, I understand why that exists in hip hop, but that's a whole other thing. So then Kanye like rises and has the career that we all know him to have. and this like resentment builds up between like him and Jay-Z. Well, it's like a brotherly thing, you know what I mean? Like a big brother sort of situation where you're jealous of your big brother, but
bit of a rivalry.
So like a little bit of a rivalry, and apparently that like got hot during the Watch the Throne tour. Had something to do with the amount of songs that each artist had, and you know what I mean, like the ratios of it and all of that. So that's, I guess, like the basis of the entire thing. And over the years, I think different artists have just come into the hip hop industry, and as Kanye and Jay-Z being like the greats of the industry, you end up like falling into one camp or the other. You know what I mean? Like they obviously like represent different. They obviously like party differently and like live differently, and you either agree with like the general vibe of Kanye's camp, or you agree with the general vibe of Beyonce and Jay-Z's camp. It's probably a lot bigger than that even. But back to the original point, Kid Cudi from the beginning would fall under the Kanye West camp solidly. And what I mean by that is like, I think you even know what I mean by that, in the sense that like
there's always a side to take, but there shouldn't be. Do you know what I mean?
Kid Cudi ends up like that first album, Man on the Moon. It's hip hop, but it ain't like trap, is it? It's like different from other hip hop. It's got like something else going on. It's the way he uses his voice. It's all the layering, and he talks about different stuff as well. It's a bit more like, I'm a sad teenager, depressed, and we can. It's kind of like got the feeling of a pop punk band, but it's hip hop, I guess.
But like,
or something like that.
So where do you think Travis comes in when it comes to these two? It should be.
So Travis kind of walks the line between the two camps, is what seems to be happening. Like, because as you say, he's got songs for Drake, and that Sicko Mode song caused problems with Kanye and stuff like that. This is all like old news at this point, and it's probably all.
Yeah.
I imagine Drake and Kanye are like friends again at this point.
You think so? Because
I've seen him talk. I've seen that most recent Drake interview where he says like, I'm not planning on. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm not like interested in talking to the man, really. Like he kind of is very dismissive about the whole thing. Brogan's ringing me.
But
hang on, just let me.
No worries.
I'm just doing a podcast, mate. I'm gonna ring you in like 5 minutes. Okay. See ya. But yeah, Travis is interesting. Kanye says it. There's a good one of like Kanye's rants where he's like, nobody listened to Kid Cudi. Like no one like gave Kid Cudi the praise that he should have got, sort of thing. And it's only since, and then it's because he did that album as well, Speed and Bullet to Heaven, that everyone hated, and it kind of like crushed Kid Cudi's career. But he's just not been in like the hip hop group. He probably does have songs with Drake, but like you're not gonna. I can't name a Kid Cudi song with Drake or with Offset or with, you know what I mean? He's not like in the cool kids club.
But there shouldn't be any sort of like differences, like cool kid club and all that bullshit. It should just be like rappers, hip hop people, like
I know.
Trap. They should all just be like, okay, if he's got a good flow and I feel like he's gonna be good for this song, maybe I should call it. Like it should all be like a big stick together, because obviously everyone wants to make it, but at the same time, not everyone can.
Yeah, what you just said, Martin, was, you know, my view on it, and it seems I would associate that with the Kanye camp, the idea of like use everybody. Like Kid Cudi's good at one thing, but like Jay-Z's great at another thing, and Travis is good at this. And if you were a really good artist, you'd get all those people in a room and use them in the way that they were best, you know, across a whole project and stuff like that. And there wouldn't need to be a beef between different artists and stuff like that. But I imagine, Martin, it's money, and it's class, and it's your background and where you're from and what your morals are and probably who you vote for, and it's like it's your whole life, and basically it's like if people fuck with you or not.
So I don't know how many songs of the new Drake album you've heard, but there's
Scorpion.
Huh?
Or Scorpion, or the demo.
Demo tapes, yeah.
I've only heard War.
Have you only heard War? You said he's one of the.
None of them have like jumped out to me.
Yeah, well, there's a few that sort of like seem to point towards them like not being friends or just not talking to each other, basically. I don't know what.
It says on War, like, used to respect, and it's words to the effect of, there used to be a top 5 rapper that I respected, but then he went PC and now I don't like him anymore. It's like it's in War, he says that, and then he says something about Kendall and Kylie. But I don't know, it's neither here nor there. And as I say, that that project's made up of old songs. That information's like a year or two old at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
I mean,
things move at a crazy pace. Just like looking at, I don't know if you pay attention to the Yandy Leaks subreddit or the Kanye subreddit, but like you get an insight into like how the Kanye, the good music camp works, and it's mad, Martin. Like, things change in a day. You know what I mean? That's why whenever things get released, it's like, okay, this might not come out today.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's like whenever if he feels like doing it, he'll just do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he feels like, oh, well, this is done, and I feel like it's done, I'm gonna release it. If it ain't, he ain't gonna release it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It may even be done, and he just feels like today's not the right day. It's just not the right day.
No, 100%. It'll be like everything has to be right. It has to feel right. It'll be the weather. It'll be the news, and all the different things will factor in. But yeah, I don't want to keep this too long, and because it's it's pretty quick little song. I said at the beginning, this is new for us, a music review.
Yeah, it's weird to have done a music review. It feels pretty short, and I'm like, I feel like I could talk for a bit longer, like 2 hours. But
we'll wait. We'll wait for an album. We'll wait for an album.
And then we could have a full convo about an album. Yeah, definitely.
100%. So nice speaking to you, bro.
No worries, bro. Always.
We'll hit you guys up, with another episode. Who knows what it will be on? Whatever takes my fancy on the next episode.
That's right.
Oh, I'll just point out as well that we've just updated the website, and we actually have a merchandise store now. So we've got like a selection of t-shirts up there at the moment. But there'll be all sorts of different things on there, from music to film to, I don't know, we'll do mugs, we'll do Martin bobbleheads, we'll do like everything.
Martin bobbleheads. I've also created a Discord. I know a lot of people use Discord for different things other than just gaming, which is mainly used for gaming, but I have created an MIP Discord. I'll give you the link so you can put it into the whole the description.
That link in the bio. And I may as well, while I'm here, shout out the subreddit, The Mystery School. That is our place. If you want to know more of what we're about here at MIP, I suggest going to the Mystery School on Reddit and doing reading some of the literature over there. So yeah, thank you very much for everyone tuning in. Thank you for the conversation, Martin.
No worries, man. Always here.
See you on the other side.
See you later.